messing around tonight.
Hi kids! I am Old Lady Demon, and I am going to tell you a story. Once upon a time, the Raw and Smackdown shows before a pay-per-view actually meant something. They will leave you hanging, excited, just desperate for the up-and-coming pay-per-view. You probably find that super hard to believe right now, but go-home shows way back in my day, they really meant something. Now, well, let's see if I can come up with some shit to talk about in this show that's not just negative.
Welcome to the demon level, body slam you through the rubble. Hosted by your Demon Diva, Queen of Sass, Lisa.
Hi there, wrestling lovers. Bienvenidos. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Demon Level Raw and Smackdown Recap, exclusively on the Rant with Rant. I am your host, Isa, aka the Demon Diva. Stop what you're doing right now. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at WWE Demon Diva. Make sure you give my YouTube channel a subscribe. And if you haven't done it yet, make sure you subscribe to the Rant with podcast, where you can find all kinds of content by all kinds of really, really amazing creators that are working very, very hard to put some great wrestling content covering everything going on in the world of wrestling and non-wrestling today. If you love us all and you think we're awesome here at Rant with Ed, you can show your love. You can rep us. Get your merch at represent.com/rant with N and be part of this brand, because we are taking over. Today, I am here to talk about this week's episode of Raw and Smackdown Live. Obviously, as you can see, I decided to take a week off. Now, I know that was a holiday week, and I'm going to be really honest with you. I did try to record, and then I had technical problems, and all of my progress was deleted. And then I decided that the shows were just so shitty that it would not be worth my time to re-record, and I gave up. But then I had a heart-to-heart with it, and I said, listen, these shows are... I can't even make it a week through them. I think I want to go back to my old format, which was, main event, champions, the highs, the lows, and let's just bundle it all in one show, because it is hard to try to be positive right after you watch the shows, which is what I was trying to do. So until things pick up, we're going to do this way. So my OG listeners and followers know the old format to the Demon Level when I was talking Raw and Smackdown Live. But for the new Rant with Ant listeners, I hope that you like it. There's going to be some fun segments, and this week's we'll break down the card for Extreme Rules. So let's start by talking about our champions.
Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes?
Yes, I did. So I packed it up and brought it back to the crib.
With our women champion, who will both be putting their titles on the line this Sunday at the Less Than Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Over on Monday night, Alexa has done a pretty good job. Alexa has done a pretty good job at staying away from Nia Jax. Not this week, bitch, okay? Alexa Bliss and Mickie James took on Nia Jax and Natalya, which I still don't understand, why these women are friends, because I thought they all turned on each other and this and that. But anyways, Nia got the win when she dropped Mickie James. But then after the match, Alexa Bliss grabbed a kendo sticks, giving us memories of the last Extreme Rules pay-per-view when Bayley's character just went like this after she couldn't be extreme enough. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about that. So yeah, that's how that ended. So Nia Jax was victorious, but Alexa Bliss was the one that stood strong at the end of Raw before Extreme Rules. What's more efficient, a kendo stick or an unknown substance in a spray bottle and James Ellsworth? Because over on SmackDown Live, Carmella was one of the Lumberjanes what's the name? What's the right name if it's women? When James Ellsworth took on Asuka. And obviously Asuka made James Ellsworth tap, but after the match, ding ding ding, Ellsworth sprayed Asuka with whatever substance Carmella gave him, and that allows Carmella to super kick. So ding ding ding, history repeats herself. The challenger wins the match, but it is the champion that ends up standing tall at the end of the segment. Happened on both shows. Both champions, both heels, both kind of suck. No, I didn't mean that. Both champions ended up looking stronger than their challengers going into the pay-per-view on Sunday. In the tag team division, the leaders of Worlds, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, are still feuding with the B team because, believe it or not, it has been 6 weeks. 6 weeks since the B team won that number one contender battle royal, but the tag title has not happened yet. Like, the tag title match has yet to happen. So this just feels like forever. At first, when the B team was, making fun of the leaders of World, it was funny. But when somebody like tells a joke and they realize you find it funny, so then they tell you the same joke over and over and over again, or keep using the same thing to make you laugh. That's what that feels like now. Like, it's not funny anymore. Really, Roman? It was great to see Bray Wyatt back. It's obviously known that he was in a car accident and it sounded like he had a head injury, but it looks like he's doing okay. So it's always good to see, but I am so over this feud. Like, I cannot believe it's been so long since I forgot about the Battle Royal. I forgot that the feud even started. I'm just ready for it to be over and for us to move on to something else between the leaders of World. I think they're going to retain, because it seems like in every single match that they had, the B team has come victorious, which to me that screams that the leaders of World will retain their title this Sunday at Extreme Rules. Over in SmackDown Live, the Bludgeon Brothers attacked Team Hell No. After, you see, this is how I had to look at notes. That was so obvious that I had no idea what happened on SmackDown Live because I paid no attention to it. But anyways, it looks like Team Hell No, the challengers for the tag titles, were a guest on Miss TV. And then the Bludgeon Brothers came out to attack them. But then Sanity came out. And then the New Day came out. And then it was just a big fat clusterfuck. And then, you guessed it, a match was made. 10-man tag team match that we'll talk about on our main event segment. Talk about our Intercontinental and US champion. Over on Monday Night Raw, the Intercontinental champion, Dolph Ziggler.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Now we drew, and then they came out and interrupted Seth when Seth was cutting a promo. And blah, blah, blah. He didn't really do much. The Dolph Ziggler, the champion, didn't really do much. His buddy did a lot Monday night, but not Dolph Ziggler. And this segment is about the champion. So this Sunday, there will be a 30-minute Iron Man match between Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins, which will probably steal the show for the Intercontinental title. Over on SmackDown Live, we had our WWE we have an inception here, a champion inception right now happening, our first, because our WWE champion, AJ Styles, who will defend his title on Sunday against Rusev, had a match against Shinsuke Nakamura. I know, shocking, a match that we never seen before, right? Oh man. Anyways, Rusev was on commentary, but then Rusev got involved, and as AJ was getting his ass kicked, out came Jeff Hardy for the rescue. And you guessed it, sensing a pattern here. Are you sensing a pattern here? A tag match was made where the two champions, Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles, tagged together against Dolph Ziggler, against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. And with a match got kicked, Shinsuke and Rusev got the win. So the challengers walked away victorious. This Sunday, I wish I could. I think I'm excited. I'm not thrilled like, oh my god, stop traffic, this is happening, right? I'm not that thrilled, but I'm excited for both of these matches. Yeah. If I gotta watch the pay-per-view, I guess this makes it worth it, right? Rusev's getting a WWE title. That's fucking awesome. I'm not gonna mention it, right? There is one champion that I haven't mentioned in our Champions of Champions segment, and that is... There was an appearance by our Universal Champion this week, and it was not the appearance we wanted, but it was the appearance that I needed in my life. After all, Saturday night, while WWE ran a very special house show in Madison Square Garden, I was there. Brock decided to put on his tailored suit and make an appearance at UFC 226. And time for my favorite segment. I told you so.
Hey, I hate to tell you so. I hate to say I told you so quietly, so let me yell it. I told you so!
Now, I think if I am Vince McMahon, would I love to have my Universal Champion go on and win the UFC Heavyweight Championship? Fuck yes. Money, exposure, I mean, if done right, it could be enormous for both business, for UFC and WWE. Also, isn't it so fucking obvious how much happier Brock is in UFC? Like, he's just a complete different person.
Yeah, you're strong. All right, folks, I'm here with Brock Lesnar. Brock. What does this all mean to you, Brock?
Let me tell you something. I walked into this building and watched the heavyweight disasters from the beginning. Nagano's a piece of shit. Miocic's a piece of shit. DC, I'm coming for you, motherfucker. Come on.
Hey, Brock, get out of my octagon. I got some pictures to take.
I love it. Vince McMahon loves it. Dana White loves it. Cormier loves it. He's done everything he needs to do. Now he's just trying to make money because he's ready to retire. So this is a money match. But you know what? It doesn't do anything for the Universal title. Now, I know that I am the biggest Brock Lesnar fan, but I have to be realistic here. What does that do for our Universal title? Nothing. Even if Beastie was to really do this UFC fight, the earliest he could fight is January because he is officially back in the USADA testing pool. So if the earliest that he could do this match is January, we probably won't get any title defenses at all for the Universal title, or if we get one at SummerSlam, what we're going to get is a half-ass match like what he did against Dean Ambrose when he was trying to protect and conserve his body for UFC 200. So, I mean, who knows what's going on, because it looks like whatever's going on with Brock Lesnar right now in WWE, they're keeping it very, very, very secret. But like I said, Brock is back in the USADA pool, so to me it looks like he's heading to UFC next. Is he done with WWE? I don't think that we'll know. But, I mean, I personally will storyline strip him of the title, and then when he gets done with UFC, he could come back with the title, and we can make that into a storyline. But, I mean, I was very shocked that it was not mentioned at all on Monday Night. Roman kind of hinted something about this weekend, interesting weekend, or some line like that he used. But as much buzz as that created, that even WWE tweeted about it, I was very, very, very surprised that they didn't mention it at all on the show. But you know what? I mean, Brock, he's just always going to be Brock. That man will never change. Let's move on to main events.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
But this is why I was so angry when they took the belt off of Seth, because I wasn't mad that he lost the title, right? I was mad that he lost it to Dolph and not Drew McIntyre, because this Monday Night Raw, we got a little bit of a preview of what that match and what that feud will be like, and I am here for it. I absolutely loved everything about that main event between Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, after interrupting Seth and Seth suggesting that Drew fucks cheap, that is not my sarcasm. That was actually mentioned in that promo. This Monday, we had the main event. It was Drew McIntyre against Seth Rollins. Backstage, Kurt Angle added the stipulation that if Drew was to lose the match, he would not be allowed ringside for the Iron Man match. You know, what I was thinking is that, you know what, fuck it. He can just ask Ronda for her ticket when she's done with it. I'm pretty sure she'll leave after the women's matches. So as long as Dolph and Seth go after that match, maybe he can ask Ronda for the ticket and just sit in front row. I don't know, I'm speculating here, don't listen to me, but the match was excellent, fast-paced, everything that we wanted from these two, and did I want to see Seth lose? No, but that's exactly what happened. But as far as in-ring action goes, this was A+ stuff. Very, very, very great main event on Monday Night Raw. Remember earlier when I said that there was like a little bit of a clusterfuck on the opening of SmackDown Live and that made a match? Yeah, it was a 10-man tag match, and it was Team Hell No and the New Day against Sanity and the Bludgeon Brothers. And honestly, guys, I fell asleep. I fell asleep after Shinsuke and Rusev won, but I mean, according to everything that I've seen online, Team Hell No and the New Day defeated the BBs and Sanity, but I didn't watch it and I haven't had time to go back and watch it. Oh, don't hate me, but you guys all know that the shows were just underwhelming. That's the word I'm looking for. Now let's move on to storylines that matters, did not matter, the ups, the downs, and what's left over to talk about this week's episode of Raw and Smackdown Live. Basically, what's hot and what's not.
Was you saying something? You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
Monday Night Raw opened up with Roman Reigns. And he called out Bobby Lashley, and I just want to say for all my female viewers and listeners out there, this shit was sexy. Roman was hot. I don't care. That was I'm not even gonna do. I used to do a Roman Reigns sexy line. There wasn't a line. There was the entire segment when he just turned around and looked, and he had the beard going on, and he just had that really badass look. Oh, it was so beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. This is the Roman Reigns that I love. The angry Roman, the badass, the don't fuck with me Roman. He was perfect. He was perfect. The Ladywood scale for this segment was an 8. Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman have been added to the Extreme Rules card, and it's going to be I don't know what face I just made. That's how uninterested they have made this for me. Like, I'm tired of seeing this. Like, let Kevin Owens do something else, something greater than this. They're going to be in a steel cage, and I really hope and pray that Kevin Owens outsmarts the monster and just escapes the cave, because that will be epic. And I can see Kevin Owens like sneaking his way out of the cage. And New Day and Sanity will be having a match on the kickoff show, and I believe it is a tables match, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look over here. Yeah, it looks like they're going to have a tables match. Also, Constable Corbin will be having a match against Finn Balor. Honestly, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I can't remember the last time I was this going into a pay-per-view. And there's just so many things. I don't know when it happened, because I remember WrestleMania, the card was so perfect. I was so hyped. I was heartbroken that I couldn't attend it live. But I was so hyped. And then after Mania, even the way that Mania went from there, I think that's when everything has started just rolling into, I don't know that I want to watch anymore. And you know, it just makes me sad. And the more that I think about Extreme Rules, the more that I just, God.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I hope and I pray that this is just a slow time for wrestling, and as soon as Extreme Rules is over, we'll just pick up and start building towards SummerSlam, and that SummerSlam is going to have that big SummerSlam feel, because in prior years, WrestleMania always feels like it's for the casuals, and SummerSlam is where we get the matches that us, the hardcore fans, want to see. You know, let's reset all these shitty storylines and let's move on. We have a couple of weeks to build up SummerSlam, and we could build it up the right way if we wanted to. You know, the thing that really breaks my heart is that I found myself saying the words that, you know, WWE is lucky that SummerSlam and WrestleMania are going to be here in New York. Other than that, I wouldn't attend, and that's almost heartbreaking, you know, like when you find yourself saying those words, like, would I actually make the trip, take the PTO from work? I thought about attending Extreme Rules, driving to Pittsburgh, and then the more that the car started building up, I was like, yeah, it's not worth it, and that's not how I want to feel. The wrestling is supposed to be my escape from reality, my fun, and it is not that anymore, and I just really, really needed to get back to that. Crown this week's MVPs and LVPs. MVP this week is going to be The Undertaker. Just when you think that he's too old, that he's too hurt, that he just can't go anymore and he should retire, he does it again. I attended WWE MSG this past Saturday and Undertaker rocked that place. I mean, the atmosphere completely changed. I felt like a child again. It was the best hot tag that I have ever seen. Anybody that's there, we had a couple of people from the Rant with Rant family there, and we can all tell you it was just awesome. I really felt like a kid again. When the gong hit and the crowd went wild, it was just such an awesome moment to be a part of. And if this is the last time that the dead man wrestles in the world's most famous arena, I feel very blessed. It felt special, and I feel very blessed to have gotten to be there for it. So, Undertaker, I don't even know how old you are anymore. 100 and you're still winning MVPs? That is fucking awesome. MVP this week is going to have to go to Extreme Rules, the pay-per-view itself. The entire build-up to this pay-per-view, the shows have been... So, there's no excitement for any of these matches. I think Rusev and AJ will probably kill it, but I think it feels a little bit predictable. I think we all know that AJ is going to retain. I'm very excited about, Rusev, AJ, the IC title and the US title matches. I have very minimum interest in seeing it, but I have a certain interest in seeing those matches. But other than that, there's just nothing that really, jumps at me. So, the whole pay-per-view, you're the LVP this week. MVP this week, the WWE Champion AJ Styles, who practically wrestled 2 full matches back-to-back on SmackDown Live. I mean, obviously, that's fucking phenomenal. MVP this week is gonna have to be Bobby Lashley, because he makes me feel uncomfortable in a creepy, uncomfortable way, in a weird guy in the subway kind of way, okay? And I just don't understand how you have a fucking pull-out, all-out brawl where the locker room comes out and there's still no interest in your storyline. Like, oh my god. And I don't know that it's just not doing either one of these guys any favors. I think that's it, you guys. I think I covered everything that is worth talking about on this week's episodes of Raw and Smackdown Live. So before I wrap it up, make sure you go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at WWE Demon Diva. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for exclusive reactions and other episodes of the Demon Level. But for Rant with Rant exclusive episodes, make sure you subscribe to Rant with Rant on iTunes or check out the website rantwithrant.com. If you want your Queen of Sass style shirt, make sure you go to represent.com/rant with Rant. And when you get it, make sure you tweet me a picture, because it is freaking awesome. Every time I get one, I'm like blown away. So that's all I have for this week's episode of the Demon Level. I will be back with the fallout. Back in the day. Back in the day, the shows after the pay-per-view also meant something. I'm not expecting much from this pay-per-view. All next week's episodes. Excited to see if these storylines kind of reset and we start seeing people move on to different feuds. But we'll have to wait for that. So until next time, adios. Mwah.
Welcome to the Demon Level, body slam you through the rubble. Hosted by your Demon Diva, Queen of Sass, Stylisa. Champions and main events, hot and cold and all your questions right here, so tune right in. 1, 2, 3, we got you pinned. Roman Reigns is angry, now Issa got some ladywood. She would love a spanking, yeah, I bet that feel real good. John Cena sucks, yeah, I told you so. Who will be this week's biggest douchebag? Soon you'll know. The Fans Podcast Network, we always putting in that work. We love that Raw's time to ride. Beastie does no wrong in her eyes, so volume up, don't miss a beat. The latest WWE Smackdown, you'll be smacking down. And Issa, she don't miss a thing. Pile driver, body slam, power bomb you on your head. The Demon Level is next level. Do you smell the rock or do you smell trouble? So now it's about time to begin, and now it's time for the rhyme to end. It's time for the hostess with the most. It's the Demon Level's hotter than the kettle, yo.